Well guys, I guess you could call this a 1 year later follow-up video to the old Kodak Mini original unboxing video. In this video I'm going to do my best to answer questions that have been posted on the original video. 1 year ago, Pimping Pens left a comment on the video. Do you have any video tests with it? Now, included in the original video was some shots that were shot with the Kodak Mini. A couple of the shots were, the water test shot where it went underneath the water, stuff like that. And then another shot was out the window of, the parking lot showing the vehicles and stuff. Since then, pretty much every, video I've done with indoor shots have been done by the Kodak Mini. It's a great camera, as I said in the original video, it's about the size of a credit card. It's very thin, very easily, to, if you will, conceal, Okay guys, this is the low light test of the Kodak Mini camera. As you can see, the backyard has light from the garage light as well as the house light. And then on this side of the yard, there's nothing for a constant light except for the other motion light, which will go on about now-ish. So yeah. So really, in low light, there is a bit of footage that comes through, but not a lot. And then come back around, and then I'll give you kind of what they call bright light footage, But yeah guys, that's pretty much the low light test, if you will, of the Kodak Mini camera. It's a pretty decent camera. It's a complement to existing, hardware that you already have. Another comment was left by Rudy the Hawk 14. It was, hello, I have a question about the Kodak Mini. If you stop recording, but in the same recording and resume, how do you do that on this camera? I mean, pause and resume recording, not stopping, and basically, from my experience on this camera, there is no real pause feature. But because it basically stops the recording, and when she starts back up, at least on my camera anyway, there is a separate clip. But with video editing, you can basically make that seamless. Another one was, what is the still picture quality like? Well, of course, it's not a high megapixel camera. I forget exactly what the pixel is on here, but it's probably only like a 5 or something. But it does take decent stills. What I'll do is I'll go out and I'll take a few pictures of my John Deere and my trailer and a few things, and I'll insert them here in this spot in the video. And Mr. Purple BMX left a question. I'm thinking about getting one. Would it be good for BMX videos? It doesn't have a tripod mount, so therefore I'm not sure how you'd mount it on your bike. It is waterproof. Probably for something like that, do the investment and go with a GoPro. It's an okay camera. It just doesn't respond well to rubbing and stuff like that. What I mean by rubbing is if you run your finger over top the mic, which the pickup is right here, you run it over kind of like that, it takes a few seconds to respond. Another one for you is Again, Mystery Close-Up asked about a tripod mount. Well, I just answered that in the previous question. As you see here, you know, there isn't one. Which I guess is a downside for this camera, but that's kind of the way it goes. The charge rate turnaround on this camera from basically a completely dead battery is roughly 4 hours. And it does last fairly well. You know, it's not a really big high-res camera, so therefore the battery does last longer in it. So battery life is fairly decent. I've actually never ran out of battery life before filling the memory card up. You know, it's a fairly decent camera. I've gone through a few of them in my time having this in this year. I believe the count was like 3. The first one, the little thingy right here that holds the battery door shut broke, which I guess is no real big deal, but hey, if you're going to have a camera, right, it might as well be good. And the second one, something went on the inside and it wouldn't really respond, wouldn't really work properly. So again, I returned that. Mr. Punch 78 left a comment. And it says, I put my Mini underwater and after I take it out the mic doesn't pick up your voice. Does the same thing happen to you? Well, yes, you know. I responded as yes it does. That should stop after a few seconds. I think it's because there's water on top of the mic and it has to drain off. You know, to my knowledge, most of the waterproof cameras do the same thing. You know, it's, I guess, just the way it is. Karen Hogue left a question. Hi, nice review. Can you tell me what kind of format the camera produces? I need files that can be edited on Windows Movie Maker. Well, at the time of this review, it was Windows Movie Maker on a Vista computer that I was using. So yes, it can be edited on Windows Vista. It can be edited on Windows Movie Maker 2.6, which is on Windows 7, as well as can be edited on pretty much the Pinnacle video series. It also can be probably edited on any video software, for all that matters. Pen Talk Sick left a comment. You know, how is the sound? Is it able to record loudness? What I'll do is I'll go out to the vehicle and I'll do a sub test on the, you know, I'm not expecting it to respond well to this because pretty much no camera does well to extreme bass. But yeah, I'll insert that clip right here. Okay, so this is a test of the Kodak Mini camera on how well it handles bass. So this test will be performed at roughly 8 inches away from the sub, pretty much laying right on the floor of the trunk. Now this is roughly 2 feet away. This is about 4 feet away. So guys, that concludes the bass test portion of the sub of the Kodak Mini. Another comment left by What the 2006. I got one of these and it's one of the best video recorders ever bought. You know, on a scale of 1 to 10, I actually give this camera probably a good 8. You know, it does everything I need it to do. It's a great indoor, you know, camera. I've done a few outdoor shots with it, but you know, I prefer to use my big Panasonic or even my old point and shoot Sony or even my Cisco Flip camera. Another comment here is, can you change the memory card to a 3 gig or more? In my camera it came with a 2 gig card and I found I was filling that up, so of course I went down and I upgraded the memory card. And of course it doesn't take a full-size SD, it takes a little micro SD. And you're probably not going to be able to see this, but I've got an 8 gig, you know, micro SD card in here. and yeah, she works great. I have yet to fill this card up, and I've actually yet to drain the battery. And guys, you know, I've seen a few videos where there's been issues with the flip, you know, the little USB thingy sliding out. Well, I haven't had that issue yet. Like I said before, I had this break off. And yeah, it helps to have a good return policy at your local electronics store to return, you know, the cameras. I had one comment, I had one PM sent to me asking me what I have for a case. Well, I just went down to, you know, your local store, like a Walmart or whatever, picked me up a cell phone case. I cut me in a round-ish hole in it, about the size of the lens. You know, the lens drops in here, and yeah, it works great for, like as I said, my inside shots and everything like that. But guys, you know, I'll insert the clips and the photos and stuff like that. As always, you know, leave a comment below. I'll answer the best I can. So guys, as always, thank you for watching Maxwell's World. Comment, subscribe, and enjoy.